Howdy there, my Pisces. So let's start with the reading. I'm prepared already at the table. We are going to get the sage to have some nice, clean, fresh energy. And I certainly hope you're enjoying your birthday. I have been just through my cycle. It was this Aquarian season, and of course, you know, it's not only your day, but it's like an entire season. So I'm glad to see that. So let's see what kind of energies I can just pick up here for you, what we are dealing here, and where we really want to go. So let's go with this. So. Ooh, you're already getting something coming through, and it's kind of weird. Like, I mean, of course, you are represented in tarot with a card that is called the moon. The moon energies are very kind of like highlighted energy. It can talk about deception. It can talk about kind of like illusions, right? Because your sign is very fluid. You guys are everything and nothing all at once. So it really is important for you to be positive. It's really important for you to kind of like really play upon it, like costumes and dressing up and makeup and Hollywood and movies and singing. This is like something that you basically naturally are gifted in. So pick up one of those, start your YouTube channel, start your Instagram, start being an influencer. So this to me, it's not necessarily the moon card because it is 8 of Wands, so it's like absolutely freaking awesome because it is talking about some love messages, something coming through. Given that we are going through the period of Mercury retrograde where everything is like either delayed or weirded out, or somebody says wrong messages to wrong people, you know, it really happens. But this means, hey, something is really coming through. There's like some kind of balancing of the opposites, I would really say. Maybe you have been dealing with someone and you didn't really know how to, let's say, kind of like bridge the differences, or how to really accept, you know, like that maybe somebody's never going to do A or B. This is kind of like maybe something that is pushing you back into reassessing your own structure, because we are living through strange times. I mean, we have words, acquaintances, co-workers, friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, but yet we want this special one to somehow go fusion of everything. This is like what I'm seeing it over here. Like you're really dreaming about somebody like that. Or if you're with somebody, you're already saying, hey, you know what? Like, I mean, this all can happen. This card, the Six of Pentacles, it's going to be sexy month, clearly Freudian slip. This card is really telling me that, you know, like it's some kind of like generosity is taking place. Whether you are going to feel generous and going to say, look, I have all these friends and I'm getting all these gifts and I'm going to do something. The generosity doesn't have to necessarily be monetary, even though this card usually suggests monetary kind of like compensation. So far so good. Let's continue going and see what else I see, my dear Pisces for March. Pisces for March, and we have 29 days in February, so extra day to do your reading. So the bottom of the deck is another 6, and it's a 10 reversed, the Wheel of Fortune. Now this is really interesting, right? It could be some situation this month that is going to feel like it's really getting out of hand. It could be about that mystery of Mercury retrograde where we go backwards, where we kind of like dream, and like as I said, you are the sign of a dreamer, and that can be good, that can be bad. Like I have a dream is a great start of saying this is what I want in the future. But what if your dream is like comparison and trying to find that you're coming short as it is right now? So this kind of like tells me that it could be some kind of like shakedown or some structure. Karma card that really shows up here to almost like stop everything that is going on is going to tell you, well, look, you're spiraling downwards. You're kind of like going in direction. So if you really find yourself that you get in some kind of like sappy mode, find a way to snap out of it. It's going to be really important. You have 9 of Cups, so you have everything that you need to have, and yet you're feeling something is amiss, something you want to deal with, something you don't know how to deal with. And the Magician is reversed as well. So this really tells me that almost like there is like some kind of lethargy, there is like lack of action. I don't know if there is basically snow, guys, where you are, because if it is, maybe this is all there is, that you're still suffering a case of winter blues and you kind of like really need to deal with this, right? So the Magician reverse tells me that still you can make things happen, anything you want, anything you want. So, but the issue is that somebody's in your way, and most likely you are in your own way. So what is on the base? We have another crescent moon here showing through. This is actually absolutely lovely card, especially when we see this like moon reflection over here, and the kitty cat is walking completely clueless, right? So she probably wouldn't have the problems with his height as we people would have, but she also has a really good sense of understanding a whole bunch of things that are coming through and around her. So it is really interesting here because, right, like, I mean, this is more or less talking about the area which you're going to enter on the 24th. That's when we are going in a new moon. Maybe like when you exit your own basically sign protection, it's going to feel like, oh my god, I don't know where I am. So be very careful, because I think this combination can kind of like set you sail down the path. So it's really important when you're creating magic that you think something long-term in mind. And here we have like another sword, but this is something you're leaving from the past. So again, there's like this dreamland, there's like something looking up, but sometimes neglecting really what is immediate. So I don't know if that was you, or that really somebody here did not pay attention. So maybe you felt you have been on the receiving end. Maybe you felt that you're like sort of going in very contemplative kind of mode over here, and kind of like craving something. I'm clearly picking up on some kind of cravings over here. North of here is like this 3 of Wands. I actually really like this card. To me, this is this card of friendships, but also of relationships. Remember how I said we have different words. So maybe it's time to say, so and so, my expectation is that you're a friend. And from friend, you expect something unconditional. People who will tell you when they don't like something, because they really want to be with you just because of you. They're not sexually interested in you. And no, that moment when you cross into sexuality, they are no longer friends, because this whole kind of like whole hormonal things messes this whole thing up. Then you have a boyfriend, and boyfriend is supposed to be heart-to-heart connection. There's like this, you know, cords, and sometimes we need to cut those cords. Sometimes we have leftovers. So this card, when it shows up, and I really like that, is like we have now 1, and we have a 2, and we have a 3. So there's like some progression, and there's like this point. Remember how I said you might be lethargic, but at this point you're saying, okay, I need to separate these ships. So this is the friendship, this is the relationship. So everybody is serving a purpose. Maybe you have felt that you're being let down by other people, and now you're realizing, well, I expected dolphin to sing, or I expected, you know, this, like, I mean, chirpy birdie over here to, I don't know, like, I mean, be a circus kind of like birdie. So now you are kind of like really looking back, not that you kind of like fail, but you're becoming really more realistic, I would say. Oh la la! You know how you had the the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and kind of like I did say, it could be kind of like temporary, something shaking off. This is a really, really good thing, because you really need to put things and people and events in their proper places, because only that way things are going to work out. And when the World card comes through, which is another karma card, sort of like half karma card. Why half? Because it's happening right here, right now. Whenever you're listening to this, doesn't matter if it's like 2020 or 3020, this is going to apply, because that's how basically I work my energy. The other people work their energies different way. This card means, ta-da! This wheel right now, it's shifting you in a different spot, and yet it's connected. It's infinity loop. right? It kind of keeps going on. This kind of like snake keeps biting its tail, right? It's mended over here. And it kind of like talks about stability and solidity. So I think that you will be starting to feel this as you come out. You might feel a little bit confused with everything, but at the same time, you're going to feel really accomplished. You're going to feel that certain things are moving forward in a really, really good direction. And this is really good card. This is like the beginning, and this is the best Ace of Wands I have ever seen. I really have to say, look at this, the old trunk. Everybody thought it's dead, it's disregarded, and it just has no purpose. And yet nobody bothered to pull the roots out because that's too tedious, because it could be just a huge amount of chunk down there, right? But that tree maybe has been very important to somebody, that little trunk. And guess what happened? One day, one little kind of like leaf just peeked out and said, what's outside? And then a branch, and then another one, and now you see a completely new life being reborn, and we can lean on that new life. So this is falling in the house of you, and that's this new regeneration. And so we have like these 2 ones as well. So it kind of like you have big dreams, you have big plans. It's not that you're going to lie down and you're going to say, I just want to make enough money to kind of like connect the loose ends. No, you are dreaming how to heal the world. You are dreaming how to, how to kind of like fix diseases, how to fix poverty, like huge, enormous things. And you're literally focused on that. And all of a sudden you're going to start seeing mountains changing, things shifting for you. This card also is a very good card, which foretells a return of somebody. I mean, we have seen it here as well, that you have been dwelling in this past. Maybe you have been waiting for somebody. Maybe that somebody kind of like did announce, hey, I might come, or so and so before, but maybe they never did, right? So at this stage, you are saying, okay, I don't know about that, but how about let's try it. Maybe you are the one maybe you're the one who is making a call, right? But I also have to warn you over here that when something like this happens, that many people think, oh, I don't want anybody from my past. This is all great. Some of us keep things closed and just leave it in the past. Some of you will, I want somebody from the past, and this is how this turns out. When this card shows through, you might get somebody completely new, like a new person with the old issues in a new body. So keep that in mind. And yet it's very positive, and yet it's saying to you, let's figure it out. This is like the environment. So this is the energy that is coming toward you. Somebody feels hurt. I feel there has been some kind of issue. We might be dealing with 3-party. Now I'm having 3 cards that can talk about that. And somebody maybe needed to make a decision. And it was really kind of difficult time in order how to do that. It was really, really hard. And this is kind of like interesting, because somebody did put the foot down and said, look, if you want us to move forward, if you want to do this, this is what we need to do. For the others, it simply means that maybe you're a little bit suspicious of meeting other people, that you're a little bit suspicious of, or not so much suspicious, but you have your triggers now when you other people because of something that has happened in the past. Oh, you have the strength. These cards together are really, really good, because whatever it was temporarily here, and I really think this is going to be more or less talking about the first 9 days, the beginning of the month, or whatever you're listening through this. However, I think on the 9th we have the full moon, and I think that whole thing here, don't drag the full moon issues into your new moon period. You'll have everything from the 9th to the 24th, or the 9th day to the 24th day that you are listening to this, that you can actually move forward. So do not use that time to just go backwards, because we are moving forward with Mercury retrograde on March the 10th. It's amazing time. That's why you have the 10 here. It's amazing time to push things forward. And do not forget, guys, that this is only sun sign. You also should check your moon sign. You should check your ascendant. If you do not know how to do it, you have the link in the description. If you still don't know how to do it, just contact me. I'm going to tell you kind of like which sign, which moon sign you are. Just send me your name, send me your thing, and this is free. This card here, it's in your hopes and wishes, and it's really talking about things are turning around, things are getting better, things are at this stage almost like committal. There's like some kind of like softness that is coming in the air. I really like and see the Strength card, and especially here it's telling me there's like some new phase, there's like entry into something else, and this is you guys. Look at this Pisces over here on the bottom. It is you. You're finding that spot where you really want it to be. So which tells me that you haven't been able for a while to kind of like go in that direction. You haven't been able for a while to feel that glory. Like you're like almost like that quiet water that kind of like flows through you, and you feel really comfortable when emotions are there. However, when the emotions become excessive, even though you're water sign, you kind of like you swim away. You're waiting for the waters to be calmer in order for things to actually work out better. You have lots of grounding elements, right? So you have the fires here, right? So then you have air here, and they're like all four elements actually buried in these two. So it's really, really important. And this is like your Mercury, the jokester that actually goes everywhere. So we kind of like really need to deal with this. And let me get one more card that's going to show me more or less the message that I need to tell you, and I will see which one will strongly resonate with you. Impartiality. This is yet another karma card. It will be justice if I did pull tarot card, right? And it's really talking about understanding where somebody else is coming from. Usually you're really, really good and like at that, and like no wonder that you got this like top chakra card here, which is that connectivity with God. So you're going to feel very spiritual. You're going to feel that there's like a bigger calling that is coming to you, that you really almost like are being asked to help, and it's going to be so strong that you're going to realize that you have to start on a small scale, because it might feel actually even overwhelming at one point, right? And this could be just that thing. Remember how I said I wanted to see where it draws me to. So it's basically talking about this like first 9 days, right? It's talking about that you need to quietly listen, that you need to kind of like allow to actually get your own color or your own space, how you need to do that. You need to take an impartial look at the situation, right? And all that you really need to do in the beginning is just to simply kind of like sit and meditate quietly and observe. So this is calling also for neutrality. It is allowing things to actually unfold. We kind of live in these times, we want to make everything happen, right? No, your sign is like not making it happen. This is not who Pisces are. Pisces are to shoulder the whole world, every other sign, and transition us from this 3D to that 4D, right? So that open-mindedness and fairness and guide, this is your neutral position. This is that impartiality where you need to be in. If you feel that you're not there, then this is something that's going to create this big shift. So guys, don't forget to check your ascendant and to check your moon sign. And if you have any questions, please contact me. My all info is down in the description, and my website is cattarot.ca. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you. You guys can get a reading. At this stage, it's relatively shorter, like waiting period. So contact me and I will let you know. Thank you guys. Namaste. All the best. And Pisces, again, very, very happy birthday.